So, if you are getting ready for a huge English exam, like IELTS or TOEFL, and you're really feeling that pressure, you are in exactly the right place. We're about to look at a totally different way of thinking about learning English, a way that takes you from all that stress to real, natural success.
I mean, does that question just hit you right where you live? That feeling in your stomach when you even think about the speaking test? All that pressure to get the score you need to build your future abroad? Yeah, you are so not alone in this.
For so many of us, this is what the journey looks like. This paralyzing fear of speaking, getting tangled up in grammar rules, and just watching your confidence drop. You pour all this time into memorizing endless lists, the stress builds up, and sometimes, after all that work, you still face rejection. It's incredibly frustrating, and it's so easy to feel like it's your fault. But what if I told you that after all of that, you are not the problem? Let's really dig into that because it might be the most important thing you hear today. Just think about how you've been taught English your whole life. It's probably been something the source material calls the injection method. It's like teachers are just trying to force feed you grammar rules and vocabulary, hoping some of it sticks. But that's not how our brains are wired to learn. It's an artificial process that totally bypasses your natural abilities. And this quote, wow, it just says it all. The problem has never been a lack of effort or intelligence from you. It's the methods themselves that are broken, that are distorted. They're designed to work against our nature, not with it. So let's just agree to stop blaming ourselves and start looking at the system. Okay, so that brings us to the solution, right? If the old way is unnatural and broken, then the answer has to be getting back to a natural way of learning. And the solution isn't just more rules or another textbook. It's a process the source calls human identity reversion. Now, that sounds kind of complicated, I know, but the idea is actually super simple. It's about getting rid of that false belief that you're bad at English and rediscovering the powerful, confident learner you've always been underneath. You see, our natural learning system has two parts. The first part is what we can call our receiving skills. This is your built-in ability to just take in information from the world around you. By watching, by reading, by listening, you had the skill your whole life, but that old injection method just ignores it. And then you have the second part, your creating skills. This is where you take all that stuff you've received and actually do something with it. You create something new by doing, by practicing, and most importantly, by speaking. This is how information stops being just a fact in a book and becomes real, usable knowledge in your mind. Now, here's where the magic happens, when these two skills finally come together. The formula is this simple. Receiving multiplied by creating equals real competence. And we're not talking about just passing a test here. We're talking about real, deep, usable ability in the real world. And you gotta pay close attention to that symbol. It's a multiplication sign, not a plus sign. Why does that matter? Because these skills don't just add on top of each other, they amplify each other. As your ability to receive information gets better, your ability to create with it just explodes. That's how you get that feeling of rapid, exponential growth, instead of slow, painful progress. Okay, so the philosophy sounds good, but how does this method, called Explimp, actually work day to day? Let's look at how it builds this better way of learning. This chart just lays it out so clearly. The old way is about injecting rules. The Explimp way is about developing the skills you already have. The old way is all memorization. The new way is about using natural patterns. And this is huge. The old way makes you terrified of making mistakes. But in the Explimp way, mistakes are just learning. They're feedback. It's how your brain naturally gets better, just like a little kid learning to walk. It's not failure, it's just learning. So one system gives you this fearful half education, while the other offers a complete learning experience. So how do you get away from memorizing thousands of rules? Well, think about it. Native speakers aren't running through grammar charts in their heads. They just use patterns without thinking. This system isolates those core patterns into what it calls a master formula. So instead of stressing about the past perfect continuous tense, you just learn a simple pattern for telling stories about things that happened. It turns grammar from this boring academic thing into a practical tool you can actually use. And the journey is so clear. First, you get back to your natural state as a capable learner. Step 1. Then you focus on sharpening your receiving skills, really listening, really reading. Step 2. After that, you activate your creating skills through practice. And finally, you merge them. And that's where real competence is born. So, where does all of this actually lead? What's the end game of learning in this balanced, natural way? Well, it's a complete transformation from the inside out. The outcome isn't just about a score on a piece of paper. It's about real competence, the actual ability to use the language. And from that, true confidence just naturally flows. Not that fake confidence you get from memorizing answers. You learn to communicate like you. And yeah, of course, that leads to success in your tests, in your interviews, and it opens up that future you've been working so hard for. So here's the bottom line. It all comes down to building real competence, which is the only thing that can ever build true confidence. And those two things, they are the keys that unlock the future you've been dreaming about. You see, this whole thing isn't about becoming someone different. It's about remembering and returning to the powerful learner you already are. So the only question left is, are you ready to stop fighting against your own nature and finally unlock the fluent, confident speaker you were always meant to be?